All right, everyone. Hey, Coach Ben Olsen. Ben will open up to your thoughts on
I don't have anything. Go ahead.
Open up to questions. Start with David up front.
Coach, good evening, good night. Did the referee tell you anything about the red card?
I mean, he has his version. I have the version that I'm watching on the screen at halftime, and then I'm also looking at it afterwards, every angle, and I don't understand it. So I'll wait for an apology this week, I'm sure, from the league, and why we got our another red card against Seattle. It's six red cards in 7 games against Seattle. That's not normal, right? Some of that's on us, right? Hector spitting, right? But 3 of them we've earned. So it's just the wrong call. It's the wrong call, and he makes the call, and then it ends up being something that he has to stand by, and I think that's a problem. I just completely disagree with the call. Saying that, it was a really good first half from us against a good team. Resiliency to come back and get the goal, a little deflection goal. And what pisses me off, though, is the start was terrible. And to not be able to grind a little bit as a group is really, really disappointing. I don't care if you're down a man. You grind. You figure out a way to get something out of that game or make it really, really tough. And it was too easy in the first 10 minutes, and they get their 2 goals. So that is a big disappointment tonight. Not the first half, not the way we went about it, and then a big disappointment on the referee's call.
And tonight, the substitutions, how important will they be as this month it's failed back-to-backs?
Yeah. Substitutions were partly tactical, partly rest for Minnesota.
Go to the end over there.
Yeah. Talk about the second half. You guys had 3. What I saw was just 3 scoring opportunities, and you guys came. What did you tell you guys at the half? I mean, you're man down, but you still came out and played a little harder.
Yeah, the team's not going to quit. This isn't a quitting team. We don't build a team here to, lay down. Everybody's still giving everything, but again, the start. If you give up 2 goals quickly like that, and you aren't able to grind a little bit, game's over. So, great. We created some chances in the second half, and the guys worked hard, but it was a really, really poor start, and I just don't understand why the goals came that easy. So that's really disappointing.
I was looking at the red card. I didn't see anything that
you're not going to see. I've seen a few angles, pal.
I didn't see anything that registered a red card, maybe a yellow card, maybe.
They'll come up with something. They'll come up with some explanation, and I've heard some of it already. I just completely disagree with it. So we'll see. We'll see. I think sometimes we get bogged down by the letter of the law, and sometimes we just don't make the obvious the play that doesn't screw the game up. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong.
Monday, you guys go back and try to get ready for Wednesday. Do you start? Or?
We've had a long week, a lot of travel, 3 games in 1 week, and so we'll get away tomorrow, spend some time with all the mothers, and then we'll get back to work Monday.
One here.
Hello, Ben. I wanted to ask you real quick about Andrade's performance. Second game that he's playing kind of that left back role. What have you seen from him?
He was great. He's a man. He comes in, physical, has, real venom in the way he plays. And we need that right now. We need some moxie, and he's got that.
And kind of going off of that, with also Pablo Ortiz making his MLS.
Pablo's fine. Pablo came in, and, again, every time we can get him minutes, it helps. Because it's, any minute he gets, it's him more understanding and creating relationships. But it's, it's just disappointing. Go ahead. What else?
Reggie.
Hey, Ben. I wanted to return to Obafemi because obviously the red card will loom large, but he scored the goal for you.
Yeah.
How do you characterize the arc of the season for your young center half?
I wouldn't I wouldn't call it an arc, you know, but you know, he's moving forward. But when you play young center backs this much, there's blips. There's blips. And even on the play is something that he's a little bit naive on. It's not a handball, but he's got to be stronger in that moment and make sure that forward feels him. And he lowers his shoulder and he's stronger in that moment. So we're not in that situation. So we've had that before. So it's important for Femi to continue to learn lessons as he goes. But as far as being a center back in this league, I believe in him. And I think he's shown enough of that. But unfortunately, sometimes when you're relying on young center backs, it's a process. And when you're a center back, the goal's right behind you. So it's not like you're putting a winger out there or a forward. So sometimes the blips become amplified. Yeah. So this is part of his development.
And then within that, I feel like we were talking about the opportunities that you had in the second half, but also it felt like that you also had a number of runs that also you weren't able to get on the end of. Is there something that you're looking at to maybe make better opportunities, those chances, the runs that your forwards are getting?
I have to watch a game. Yeah, sure. You know, first half or second half? Just both.
Second half, most.
Second half. Well, we're down a man, so
Sure.
you're pretty much pinned back and you're trying to get forward, but you don't want to get exposed and make it worse. So, yeah, sure. More numbers in the box. You know, a little bit off on some service, but we have enough chances there. Again, the first half was, I thought, was a really good performance against a good team, other than when the ref decided to make the call that ultimately changed the course of changed the result.
Other questions? Go back front here.
Yeah, this is just asking about the alumni game. You know, you were around those years playing against some of these guys. And your thoughts on that, and playing with Pat and everything.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a wonderful organization, and I got a lot of respect for those teams. There were teams that usually, you know, beat us up pretty good, and usually this was a very, very hard place to go. And there was a great group of guys with a lot of personality, and I think Pat's done a great job of treasuring that and keeping that here. And not all clubs do that, and it's important. It probably helps that he was, you know, part of the team, and but it's a special thing. It's a special bond with those guys. It was nice to see them a little bit. Disappointed we couldn't get them a result tonight, but it was nice to see a few of them.
Come across here to front.
Coach, and I want to ask you about Jack. During the week, he had the goal, a very nice goal, and today he gets another assist and very dangerous set pieces. How has he been?
Jack's been great. Jack's been playing at a really high level. It's a good position that he's in, and set pieces, service. You know, he's proven to be a real provider for us in a bunch of different areas. So, yeah, happy to have him.
Any other questions in the room? Nope. All right, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks.